I need you to stop sending tons of emails to book calls, okay? Because there's a far better strategy that you can employ in 2026 and in general to book far more calls, okay? I want you to do this instead, all right? It's a way better strategy, so much better outbound. Let me break it down for you, okay? Cool. So, the system that I'm about to break down in this video, allowed me to get a 19.6% booked call rate and inbound leads from my outreach, okay? So not only would I book calls, but people would say this is so impressive and they would refer their friends from my outreach alone, okay? That's the level we're dealing with, all right? I'm gonna break down the system to you. So exact numbers. I did this over the course of 6 months, 255 outreaches, 55 booked calls, which is 19.6% booked call rate. I don't know what the numbers are, but it was something like 20 something closes. It was solid, okay? Awesome. So you're then thinking, yeah, why should I even listen to your dumbass? Which is very, very fair. It's very, I think, especially on the internet, a lot of people claim to be doing all these, I can't speak today. They claim to do all these incredible things, so I understand why you'd be maybe tentative to listen to me, okay? So cool. So who am I? My name is Dan James, and I'm the founder of FAQs, which the business oscillates between 21 to 32K a month. And I'm the co-founder of Linko, and that is at a grand total of 0K a month, and that's a brand new offer. Cool. So I quite simply have the best outreach ever, and I want to be able to update the market's thoughts and beliefs around outreach, because everybody has been following the same outreach method of automating cold email, blasting an email list, barely updating it, and begging for a 5% response rate. I don't do that. I get a 19.6% booked call rate. My response rate's 50%, way higher. Amazing. So if we look here, here's some social proof for you. This is a gentleman that used some of my systems. Abdulaziz, he used one of my systems to book a call, and he closed him. Another guy, Joe, saying this is the best outreach I've ever seen. Another guy, Sam, on LinkedIn, saying it's the best outreach I've ever seen. And I have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people messaging me this. I maybe have like 300 of these, okay? Cool. So let's talk outbound. So is this you? Now, note, all the people below were me, so I'm not trying to harp on you or anything like that. But if you are this person or you're experiencing this in your company, I completely understand. So if you absolutely hate cold outreach for your business, or you just don't think it works, etc., I get it. Your outreach gets ignored constantly. It doesn't feel great. You feel like you're speaking to a black hole, or you could not close big clients if your life depends on it. So we all want to work with, ultimately, we all want to work with whales, all right? Now, why do we want to work with, that spelling's crazy. Why do we want to work with whales? We want to work with whales because they have the highest LTV. They're going to be the easiest to work with. They're going to, LTV, they're going to pay you the most money. They're also going to give you the most social proof, okay? So that's why we want to work with whales as much as humanly possible. It's great to work with smaller clients, but if we can work with leading market leaders, people that are the top of the industry every single time, we all should. And that's why I love this methodology. Next but certainly not least, is very hard to close cold traffic, people you don't know, you're relying on referrals. Scaling just feels awful, or maybe you've even scaled very, very well, but you just want to be able to take things further. And the last one here is you feel like a spammer. I understand this intimately, but I don't feel like a spammer at all because I'm getting thanked for my outreach daily. So all of this used to be me before I utilized these systems, okay? So I completely understand where you're coming from. So I get emails like this every day from cold traffic. So this guy said this is the best outreach I've ever seen. This dude has 800K across all platforms. Can't say his name for obvious reasons. And then you can see, I just scroll, there's just tons and tons of people just saying that this is the best outreach they've ever seen. Like that's just some of them. And I don't have 50 more, I have like 250 more. That's like literally, I missed like a 2, like I have so many more. Cool. So the way to go about this is Dream 100. So let me explain to you how Dream 100 works, okay? So it originates from a gentleman called Russell Brunson. So what you do, is you create a list of 100 prospects that you'd actually love to work with. Typically, these are top of the market prospects. Not typically, they're always top of the market prospects. And these are prospects that would literally be a dream to work with. So you think to yourself, oh man, like it would be so incredible to work with these people, okay? That's quite literally what we're doing here. So how does it work? You do real upfront work for a prospect before reaching out to them. This is to highlight your competence and expertise from the jump. So the more in-depth and better you explain the solution to their problem, the better. So the point with this is you need to be specific with the Dream 100. A lack of specificity will kill your Dream 100 before you even start. So the ways that you could do this, you could give them a strategy, you could make them a super video, you could send them something physical, like quite literally in person. These are all different tactics that we can employ in order to get the response. Now, what are the benefits of employing these tactics over more traditional forms of outbound? So if you have no results or social proof, you can book calls, you can highlight your competence, which will get you calls. You can show that you can help off rip. So let's say you're a smaller company and you want to be able to work with someone, you can quite literally immediately get them on the hook, line, and sinker. You can get them on the hook because you're already doing things that other people won't do. And you can say on the sales call, you can say immediately, we're already willing to do things that other people won't do for you. That's how much we care about your business. So the next thing is sign well. So you can sign very big clients, you can stand out, and it's the best method for getting the well clients on to your doorstep. Awesome, and I've done this multiple times. That's one of my clients I did it for. So let me give you some examples. So like, let's say you're a content agency, okay? This is the classic one that people have been using. You script, edit, and package one optimized free YouTube video for them. Or if it's a lead gen agency, you can send them a full clay table with a bunch of leads, or you could run a cold email campaign for them and then give them the leads. If you're an e-com email marketing agency, you can do a full email workflow with designs that they can use. Full redesigns, that works so well too. Now note, all the above examples are highly specific to the individual. When you're doing Dream 100, the only person on planet Earth that can benefit from that specific Dream 100 should be your prospect. If it's generic, it's not good enough. That person needs to be the only person on planet Earth that can benefit from what you're offering. That's so unbelievably, unequivocally important. So let's walk through a real example together. In Ibiza, call you when I need you. Amazing. So I sent this to some dude, actually booked a call, if I'm not mistaken. And these are some Dream 100, some strategy packages that I've used to book so many calls. And it's given me a 19.6% booked call rate, which is absolutely absurd, super high. Cool. So essentially this is just a strategy document. So the way that this works is that you have the video at the top. And the reason why you have the video at the top is because people buy from people and you want them to see your face. And if you have a big personality, you're good on camera, I like to say that I am myself, it can do a lot of selling for you, okay? So it's really, really good and really imperative that you do that. Let me just make sure this is, there we go. Oh gosh. Better, kind of. All right, cool. So then what we do is we break down how this document can help them, why we've created the document for them. And then we've said what's inside their package, so a special offer, how they can get more leads, a complete YouTube strategy, a 12-week content plan, complete YouTube script, email nurture system. So you always lead with the deliverables. You always lead with how you can help them specifically. You don't explain to them in detail the size of the market and why they're missing this grand opportunity. Lead with deliverables, and then you weave that in. You weave all of that into your deliverables. Cool. So if we look here, then we add some social proof. Social proof is very, very, very important. So I'm gonna quickly skim over the social proof, but just highlight that you are able to drive the results you claim to drive for people, okay? Cool. Amazing. Then what you do is you hit people with a special offer. So a special offer to you can be, we'll make your next YouTube video for free, or we will set up your cold email campaign for free and we'll guarantee you 2 booked calls. If it's e-com email marketing, we will set up your SMS flow. If it's, I don't know, but what you're doing is you're hitting them with an offer, a no-brainer offer. Something that makes someone go, that's really good. I think I'm gonna take you up on that. That's what we're looking to do. Amazing. Then you add your calendar because ultimately you want them to book a call, and people will book calls in your calendar when you have this doc. It's happened to me countless times. And then showing how you can help. So next thing that we do is it's the actual deliverables themselves. Now, obviously this will be contingent upon your business, but if you're thinking, oh my gosh, what deliverables do I offer to them? It's very simple. Quite simply, what do you offer to clients? What do you do for clients that they pay you for? If you give that to someone for free, it's inherently going to be valuable. If somebody pays you X amount of dollars for it, and then you give another person that for $0, that is inherently free, because we know it's worth. Somebody pays you $10,000 and you give it to someone else for free, we know that it's worth $10,000. Now, some of you guys might think, I don't want to offer something that's worth $10,000 for free. Of course, okay? But what you're doing is you can give a preliminary version of it. You can give a stripped down version of it. You just give a version that's obviously valuable, but it doesn't have to be the entire shebang. It doesn't have to have all the analysis. It doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles that someone that's paying you for, is common sense. So cool. So in my situation, I give a full strategy, and AI is doing all of this for me, frankly. So you can see it's got explanation. The content buckets is doing a lot of the work for me. And then I've got a 12-week content plan for them, and I'm explaining why what I'm doing makes sense too. Cool. So look here, we've got how to scale your agency, the only system you need for agency operations, and I'm just giving them tons of value up front. Awesome. And then a full YouTube script, it's more deliverables. If you'll notice here, it's deliverable, 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 deliverable. So with your offer, just think, what is the deliverable? If you had a weight loss offer, it would be diet plan, it would be workout plan, the best exercises, why these exercises will work best, when best go to sleep, when the best things to eat. Do you see how, I'm not even in fitness, I hate fitness personally, you wouldn't know that about myself, but I hate it. But you see how I've already thought of like 5, 6, 7, 8 things we can do, because those are the valuable things. Those are things that are going to drive the result. Ultimately, all clients care about is the specific result that you drive for them. Fat to fit, no dates to dates, no but calls to but calls, no content to content. So you're just walking through how they can get to this dream state. So if the current state is no but calls, you're walking through how they can get but calls. And your deliverables is the sprinkle, you're sprinkling all the way to the dream state. That's what's happening here. Cool. And then you can add some examples of the work you've done for people to build trust, because we want to build trust as we're doing this. This is all just a trust factor argument here. And then miscellaneous, you can do FAQs as well. I love doing FAQs. Client reviews is a done for you offer. How did you create the scripts for me? Because the thing is that when you're on the sales call, you're probably hearing the same objections over and over again. So we want to handle those objections further up the funnel. So when they come to the funnel, there's a higher trust and they're able to make a definitive decision. That's what we're doing here. And then you can have an About Me section. About Me sections are good because, again, it builds trust. People want to work with people. If you're a handsome devil just like myself, joke, then putting your face or a video is even good. Like, it's even funny now, I'd actually probably put a video here instead than just this, because I want to build more trust. And essentially, you also can put your links here, put your links there too. That again will build trust. And then you end with your special offer. And the reason why you end with your special offer is because ultimately, people only care about their dream state. Now, their dream state in this case is getting more content, getting more leads from their content. So I said, we'll make your first video for a grand total of $0. How does that sound? It's a very, very easy sell. And for you, it just has to be something that you know your client's going to want. Obviously, don't go into debt. Obviously, don't destroy your margins when you come with a special offer, but just something that would be nice, something that the prospect think, that's really cool. I think I'm gonna take you up on that. Then from there, you can convert into a sale. It's very, very simple. Amazing. And this exact strategy that I'm talking about here, I've employed, and I've been able to get some pretty wicked results scaling with this. As I said before, I've got a 19.6% but call rate. And nobody in the market is doing this. Nobody's offering strategies to people. They are doing the classic cold email or the DM strategy. This cuts through all of that, puts you as an expert, puts you as an authority, and grabs their attention from the get-go. Anyways, please employ this because it will allow you to scale like absolute crazy. And watch this video next to see how you can do this on steroids and have 100% but call rate. This current strategy has a 19.6% but call rate. This strategy has 100% but call rate. So watch this one.